The basic graph for a positive cosine is this one, with the asymptotes at 1 and -1. And as you can see here, we have this function. First of all, we have to arrange all its components like this. And as you can see, the amplitude is 900 and we have a shifting of 8,000. So instead of starting in the origin at 0, we're going to start at 8,000 and the amplitude is 900. That's why the asymptotes are here. We have that k is equal to 2, and the period is, the formula is 2p over k, so that's why 2p over 2, and we get p. And we would graph it like this, moving every 1p.
So one of the questions that we were asked giving this function is that which is the maximum population, and we determined that the maximum population would be 900 because we're seeing here that this is a constant, and that's why we started at 80,000. So by doing the graph, we determined that this is like the maximum quantity of predators, that it's 900, and also this is the quantity of diseased predators, and that's how it varies, and that's why it's 900 the maximum population possible.
Okay, the last question we were asked is the length of the time between the successive periods, which is from here to here. Okay, so k is equal to 2, and t, which represents the period, is equal to pi, because the formula for t is 2 pi over k, which means that is pi. Okay, so here the amplitude between the decrease and the increase is 2 pi, but as we divided the graph in half, as this from here to here are the animals that decrease, and here are the ones that increase, and from here to here is equal to pi. I learned to graph cosines in functions of real life, such as prey and predator model, and I learned that it is very easy to represent an amount of animals that pass away in the graph. I learned to apply these functions in real problem, and that it is better to work in teams. I learned to get the amplitude, the period, and the shifts out of a simple function, and then put it into a graph. I learned also that the topics seen in the past classes are very useful for this kind of projects, and that they're very helpful for interpreting information in a more visual way.
I learned to interpret cosine functions and to apply them in real-life situations while identifying its characteristics and comparing them to the topic seen in class. Also, I learned why 2p is used in the formula to calculate the period.
When we started this project, we really knew nothing. We saw the page our teacher gave us and think to ourselves like, what are we doing? We didn't knew anything. So we started thinking, how is this compare with the other topics we have seen? Like it asked us for a graph, so we started thinking for how we did make graphs in other semesters or with other teachers. So we used a function, started using the constant, the function as we all know as y equals to mx plus b. So we started making this, and then we saw the function, how it was the result, and we started like solving it by common logic in other topics we all had in the last years. we as a team knew that we can make this topic, we can learn it by ourselves, because with all the bases Tec of Monterrey have gave us in other years, with all that basis, we as a team make forward and make this topic able for us.